Hello everyone, welcome to Veranda IAS. Now students, in today's session, we will be starting with Introduction to History. Now in this session, we will be actually discussing about what actually history offers you, how you actually come to know about what happened in the past, what were the events, what were the changes that actually took place in the past. Now in this session, we actually would be discussing, or you can say that we would be covering all those aspects from where we get all the data, all the information about what were the changes. Now, see, with reference to our examination, it is quite important, very important, that we should understand the aspects of Indian history. Why I'm saying the aspects of Indian history? Because primarily in your prelims examination as well as in your mains examination, the idea has to be really very clear with reference to Indian history. In mains examination, there will be a segment for world history as well, India after independence as well, okay? But that too, India after independence, that too is related to Indian history, okay? So, other than the world history segment, rest everything, whether it is art or culture, whether it is ancient, modern, medieval, India after independence, all has a significance with relation to the Indian history. Now, categorization of Indian history. There has to be a proper categorization. And see, what I generally feel, what I generally believe is when we are discussing something, there has to be an aspect of division of history on the basis of ancient, medieval and modern India. That would be the absolute perfect approach for you to actually understand the topic. And even before the ancient history starts, you can start with prehistoric, or you can also start with the IVC, that is the Indus Valley Civilization. From there, you can actually understand how the civilization got started. See, no one knows. No one has a clear idea because whatever data we have found so far, it refers that Indus Valley Civilization so far is the oldest thing we have. But can you definitely conclude that there was no other civilization before Indus Valley Civilization? No. The chances are very light that you can confirmly say that there was no other civilization before the Indus Valley Civilization. We haven't found any traces yet, but we cannot deny about the existence. So according to me, if you take my suggestion, what I generally do is you start with Indus Valley Civilization, then you come on to the idea of various Mahajanpadas, Buddhism, Jainism, Mauryas, etc. The sequence would go like that. Okay, so classification on the basis of ancient, medieval and modern would be absolutely appropriate. Now, when we start with history, there has to be some sources. From where exactly our information is coming? From where exactly are we deducing the information that we have? From where exactly can we say that yes, these are the important points, these are the sources from where we are deriving our data. So the Indian books that can be used are Arthashastra by Kautilya, Kalhana's Rajatarangini. Similarly, foreign books can also be used, the book named Indica by Megasthenes and Mahavamsa. These books can be definitely referred, okay? And you can say, like, even the various texts that we have, the various texts that we study, they too have taken inspiration from all these books only. Now, there are various proofs, the evidences, which is very important. Now, whenever I say the IVC, the Indus Valley Civilization, now whether we speak about Harappa or Mohenjo-daro, we have several proofs. See, these are the sites that we have. The famous Great Bath, okay, the pottery, various other. There have been cases where several inscriptions have been formed where you can see the image of Lord Pashupatinath. Now, Pashupatinath Lord means whom? We are talking about Lord Shiva here. So, such things, they actually give you a very great idea. If you are going to Lothal, if you go to Kalabangan, all the things that you can see there, you can say a granary. You can also conclude that there was a situation when there must have been a ship-making industry in that particular region of Lothal with reference to Gujarat, and it actually strengthens the argument, it actually strengthens the debate, because the coastal region is near. So yes, chances are quite high that people might have been using ships even at that point of time. Okay, so we have all such evidences. Now, whether it is from cities, towns, villages, okay, or the buildings, assemblies like the Great Bath, or the pottery and the other sources, all of these archaeological material, they help. Now, we have seen evidences from coins as well. Now, there were different coins that were used. Some were punched coins. Like, for example, there was a particular piece over which some weight was put or an inscription was made upon. Now, such punch-marked coins, they were very prominent during the time of Buddha and during the modern time. It should be noted that there used to be no image of the ruler over the coins. There was no image of the rulers over the coins. It should be noted. The image pattern coins were introduced by Guptas, where you can see the image of the rulers. Also what we can learn, also what we get an information from here is that there was a sign, or you can say there were many evidences, many such events where there was inscription of gods or the religious identities at that point of time. You can see many such inscription over the coins. Now, if we try to go for a data, we can get a lot of information from the various inscriptions that have been made. Various inscriptions that have been made. For example, the famous Allahabad pillar inscription. It was established by King Ashoka. At the same time, it gives information about Samudragupta. See, the famous pillar, the famous Allahabad pillar, it was actually established by King Ashoka. Okay, it was established by King Ashoka, and that was during the duration before Christ. But it also gives us a lot of information about Samudragupta, who is also known as Napoleon of India, and it served during the AD, Anno Domini. So there must have been changes. There must have been several changes that would have been done on that Allahabad pillar. If we speak about the Ashokan inscription, the edicts of Ashoka, they are more than 30 such inscriptions, right? So we get sources. These all are the sources from where we get the information. Now, one more very big source is paintings, especially the cave paintings. When I'm talking about the paintings of the Ajanta or the Ellora, so what exactly are they? They are the mural paintings. And what exactly are they representing? They are representing the various themes of the Mahayana Buddhism. The idea of Mahayana Buddhism. Also, it should be noted that when we are discussing, when we are talking about these caves, they have been formed for a very long time. Just imagine, they are actually depicting about Buddhism there. They are actually depicting about all the ideas of Buddhism there. So just imagine the time period, what time frame they must have compared. Similarly, there was a significant amount of development from that particular time, from ancient India, moving to the medieval India. And specifically with reference to the medieval India, one we see is that it was specifically during the time of Jahangir. It was during the reign of Jahangir, when the Mughal paintings, Mughal art, Mughal architecture, it reached a new zenith. It also gave a tremendous amount of ideas about the various personalities that were associated with the Mughal reign or Mughal empire. See, when we speak about the paintings actually provide information of that particular time. What were the events? What exactly happened with everything? Okay, so this can also be used as a reference for history. Now, students, whenever we are talking about, when we are discussing about history, the sources have to be perfect, because the history is such a subject. When you start reading it, the most important thing is the curiosity that you obtain, the curiosity that you gain, and that curiosity can only be suppressed with proper informative sources. So here at Veranda IAS, we will be offering you all those proper sources, and we will ensure that your entire curiosity with reference to the subject are being completely fulfilled. Thank you very much.